Hands off our polygamists. Let's talk about hypocrisy. Hello, Poly family, and welcome once again to Rooted Conversations with Gogo Tembu. I'm Khotaso Klope, also known as Gogo Tembu. On this channel, we speak all things spirituality, heritage, polygyny, family dynamics, health, wealth, and legacy building within polygamous relationships. Today, we are exploring how the world tends to portray polygamists in an unfavorable light, despite the important responsibilities they undertake as husbands and present fathers. Let's begin by acknowledging the elephant in the room. The world has this tendency to cast polygamists in a negative light, often painting a picture of irresponsibility and self-indulgence all the time. Why is it that when a man chooses to enter a polygamous relationship, we tend to question his motives? We hear things like, oh, maybe he has unresolved childhood traumas, or maybe he's dealing with abandonment issues. But is this not a narrow view of this complex and culturally significant practice? Polygamy is legal in South Africa, yet it often creates controversy. Is it because we struggle with people stepping outside of what we call traditional norms? We frequently challenge the one-size-fits-all mentality. So why do we want to accept it when it comes to marriage? Think about this. Many cultures have practiced polygamy for centuries, not to escape, but to build and strengthen family units, to provide protection, and to ensure everyone is cared for. Yet today, people often criticize us without understanding the depth and commitment it involves. We often label polygamists as promiscuous, assuming that they behave this way because they come from broken homes. What a misconception. In reality, most African people come from polygamous backgrounds. Are we saying that men who choose polygamy come from broken families? Are we comfortable with this idea? Does the perspective only apply to polygamous marriages? I find it confusing that people ignore the problem in monogamous marriages while focusing on what's wrong with polygamy. How many kids are left without fathers in monogamous relationships? Monogamy has led to a rise in single parenting. Are we saying that these kids who grew up without dads are as a result of polygamy, and again, they will also want to have multiple partners? I don't want to point fingers, but it's not fair to just say all these men who want multiple wives come from broken homes. If that were true, then how do we explain these successful marriages, which are also polygamous, where they become great husbands and fathers, even if they didn't grow up in a polygamous family? Let's talk about hypocrisy. When a man marries multiple times in a monogamous setting, it's often seen as a quest for happiness or a journey to find one's true partner, finding a soulmate. No one seems to bat an eye or pass judgment as harshly. It's almost like marriage in these cases is treated like a marketing affiliation program. Sign up for marriage, and if it doesn't work, let's try again. But when it comes to polygamy, the commitment is suddenly questioned. Why is it that the seriousness and dedication of those who choose polygamy are criticized, while those who repeatedly remarry are not? If a man successfully maintains a harmonious relationship with 2 or 3 women or any number, and provides a healthy and loving environment for raising their children, shouldn't he be praised, not criticized? Especially when you compare him to a man who only has 1 wife but is still a lousy husband and dad. Why do we cheer for people who have crashed and burned in their marriages just to keep getting married again like they are collecting wedding rings? We seem to prefer clapping for a guy who's officially with one woman but has a bunch of secret girlfriends or side chicks and kids all over the place. This double standard speaks volumes about societal perceptions and biases. Polygamists, by nature of their commitment, are already taking a larger responsibility, ensuring the happiness and welfare of more than one partner, and often more extensive family network. Society often criticizes men for being a provider, a protector, and lover by making up stories that damage his reputation. They claim he only has multiple wives because he's rich. People think a polygamist can have more than one wife just because of his money. But that's not true. There are plenty of rich men who don't officially marry multiple women. They pretend to be loyal husbands during the day. But at night, they secretly have affairs and they act irresponsibly. If being a polygamist isn't a big deal, why don't they marry more wives too? To really grasp the essence of polygamy, we need to understand it's not just a lifestyle. It's a commitment to multiple people, to providing and caring for them. It means being present as a husband and a father, regardless of external perceptions. The dedication required is immense, and it's time we start recognizing and respecting that polygamy might not be your preference, and that's fine. Some people don't like this idea of marriage at all anyway. However, we should discourage bashing and disrespecting those who choose polygamy. Polygamy can offer solutions to a troubled world, honestly speaking, but polygamists rarely get any credit for it. A lot of women join polygamous marriages as first wives or second wives with children from previous relationships. These children gain a father figure in a family with two moms and one dad, giving them stability and care. In contrast, monogamy often highlights the evil stepmother stereotype, where women may be reluctant to raise their husband's children from a previous relationship. In polygamy, children aren't sidelined. Whether you like it or not, polygamists often address issues that monogamy leaves unresolved. It seems okay for people to keep changing partners as long as they're having wedding ceremonies. Changing surnames regularly and marrying new partners yearly can appear as hypocrisy. It doesn't matter how you try to, speak that over. And then there's this argument that some believe is valid, which is, even if a man marries two women, he's still going to cheat and continue to marry more women. Again, this view is narrow. It is not a fact that all polygamists cheat even in their marriages. In the same breath that we can say all monogamous men are serial cheaters who have children outside their marriages. And then there's the concern about STDs and STIs, along with the fears of witchcraft. Well, let's delve into those topics in future episode. The question is, are STDs and STIs or witchcraft only issues in polygamy? Let's leave polygamists alone. We've become so accustomed to criticizing polygamous men that we never pause and ask, wait a minute, who's supporting the man who's supporting everyone else? Who is recognizing the man who takes care of another man's child? Who is acknowledging the man who marries a woman that is labeled as damaged goods just because she has children with someone else from a previous relationship and now she is remarried? While this man is remarried to someone else and pretending to be a responsible husband and father. Have you never heard of a pain of a child reaching out to their married father for support only to hear, I can't help you because I'm taking care of my family now? We still have so much to learn about marriage, whether it's monogamous or polygamous. A lot of men need to grow into great husbands and exceptional fathers. we should stop assuming that monogamous men are inherently better than polygamous men, because that's not true. All marriages have their flaws. And what really matters is that everyone is doing their best. Highlighting polygamous marriages as more flawed than monogamous ones doesn't help. Given the current high divorce rates, sometimes it might be better to be a second wife to a responsible and mature man who takes responsibility rather than clinging to the idea of being the one and only to an irresponsible monogamous man. And that's all I have for this episode of Rooted Conversation. Let's hope that after today, you can keep an open mind and challenge the misconceptions surrounding polygamy. Remember, whether monogamous or polygamous, the measure of a marriage lies in the commitment, understanding, and responsibility of those involved. Let's focus on growth and maturity in all relationships while keeping an open mind and heart. Remember to embrace the wisdom of our ancestors, carry it with pride. Until next time, stay rooted, stay enlightened. Gogo is Tembu. Hello, polygamy!